That's not what I thought was happening.
No.
Oh, there's more. Yeah, maybe he's celebrating solstice. I keep calling this place Sandy Beach, instead it's really Stony Cliff. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday. When I think about the river, I think like it is not a river, it is not a thing. It is completely transient. This water is not the same water. We call it by name, but it's not the same. Anyway, we're all gonna die. My oatmeal's overflowing.
National Park Service.
Maybe some sort of training or something, but bizarro.
We thought they were coming to ask us to leave.
7 walk-in sites for tents and 1 drive-in site for a small RV. We feel super confident knowing this and talking to the ranger. However,
thankful for this beach spot and what it brought us the last few days. Getting to watch the river rise and then recede, sort of mirroring the same expansion and contraction we've been talking a lot about in life, in breath, and just all of it. I think we feel like we've entered into this place of expansion lately, coming into this journey, a shift into the new. Also, the last few days have felt a little bit like a contraction. I think in part because I've been on my period and just like having this tension or a little bit feeling more bound by the mind. It just adding a little bit of weightiness. The clouds, the rain, all of it. Thankful that we were given this like beautiful nature spot, our own mountain beach during these sort of mucky days. I think it's still shown us things we need to work on within ourselves, within our marriage, and that when one of us is experiencing sort of this tension, what does that mean for the other person, and how can we both be better? Because ultimately we want to be better. We want to be better for ourselves. We want to be better in our marriage, and I think that's something people don't always talk about. It's like this taboo thing where it's like, you know, divorce is one end of the spectrum and marriage is the other, but what about this whole world in between of just daily figurings of how to be in partnership with someone else? And living in 100 square feet, there's just no room to hide from parts of yourself that need attention. But I feel like we've chosen a heart that can feel free and light and all the things when we're both on and in it and in a spirit place. Thankful for what this beach has brought us. Thankful we've got to enjoy it as long as we did. We did find out last night, thanks to a ranger knocking at 9:30, this is no longer an RV spot. Tent only campground now. Now you know, now we do too. So we will be moving on today, and that's okay.
Eckhart Tolle talks about the expansion of things and the contraction of things. He likens it to the heart beating or the lungs inhaling and exhaling. He also assimilates it to our life of growing and expanding into the world and coming back. I think the river has been a good reminder of that.
And in that way, even on these mucky, rainy, different kind of days, it's exactly what we needed. There's our beach. Wow, the whole time we felt its name was a mismatch, and now we see what we couldn't see before. Going over it in a wet time too. Well, that's cool.
Doing a solo walk right now. Why? Well, Sarah's in pain, and that's not really why she's not here. My impatience with her pain is a bigger reason. Still screwing up almost on a daily with sharing my life with another person, and I don't know, I'm always learning the ways I'm short, the ways I'm cold, uncaring. Not to say I am all those things all the time, but it just points to a lot of areas I want to grow in myself. So I think my walk today alone showed me that, but at the same time, I think Sarah would have enjoyed this stroll, looking at abandoned houses and vine-covered things that people once lived in. I don't know. Still learning.
I think it'd be really cool to get on an Amtrak here sometime and go through the gorge on the Amtrak, maybe even looking at the fall leaves. Like, could you picture bungee jumping? I can't even look straight down without feeling like churned.
My face doesn't itch. New trailhead. A trail that has known 800 steps.
We're gonna go down first because we're now back in the land of being up, looking down into the gorge, as opposed to camping along the river where we've been the last, since we've been here, really.
Yeah, we are up high.
Oh.
And I see a view right now.
I think this is where it starts.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Let's go see what these steps are about. So we're 5 minutes in, and it is a strenuous hike. Only a mile down to the bottom, but yeah, it's also slippery. There is cold air just billowing out. Dude, so wild.
AC?
Yeah.
So is this part of the mine?
Yeah.
Oh.
You feel that?
Yeah. What did that last sign say about bats?
Cooling your buns?
It's kind of like climbing the St. Augustine Lighthouse, I think, 3 times.
Getting some serious Lost vibes here.
So they had a whole community down here. I think it said almost 50 years. Our West Virginia self-named hillbilly friends just showed us a trail all the way down to the river. So we're following them. They got way ahead of us.
I kind of like it when the forest reclaims the man-made stuff. It's really, I don't know, it's kind of a beautiful thing.
It's like that Planet Earth we saw about Chernobyl.
So this is Kmore. It's down by the new river. Oops. And it is an old mine site. I'm not sure that we said that, but it's kind of interesting to see what an old town on the mountainside like this, I don't know, used to be like.
Kmore top, Kmore bottom. We came from Kmore top all the way down to Kmore bottom. And look at all these train tracks.
Yeah.
Coke being a byproduct.
Yeah, coke being a byproduct of coal. These are the coke ovens. But probably also animal homes now, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I'd live. That was a creepy, scary animal.
We would not have done it had we not seen these guys do it. Downtown Fayetteville, you cute, and we're gonna try to stay in you tonight, right down here. We'll see how it goes, but what did you do?
I made broccoli casserole.
What the what? Good morning.
Good morning, buddy. Ready to get some coffee?
Yeah. So, I'm not sure about this.
Whoops.
You gonna go around this way? Thanks, that's all I got to say. Yeah.
I think it was like everyone in there knew each other. Thought maybe it would be a place we could like chill inside, but it's okay. All good. Just waking up now that I've finally had my sip of my coffee. Thank you, local coffee shop.
Time shopping in this climbing gear store over here. One guy looks out the window. Oh man, that guy's getting a ticket. I knew as soon as I heard that, that was us. Parked right here. Talked to the cop as he was putting it on. He was pretty cool. It's like, yeah, I think you've been here since last night. He's like, yeah, we have. Signs are a little confusing, but all good. But it's a $5 ticket. So I'm gonna leave that on there and we're gonna go check out the post office real quick.
Local, it would be $4.85.
This is our guinea pig. I've always liked the mail. I always liked the idea that somebody is touching and delivering these packages and envelopes and postcards and things. So that's another reason why I'm really excited about this little project.
So this Walmart's been sort of the bane. Is it bane of my existence? I would say I'm not here to ruin your fun, but it's kind of a lie. We are not. Is it okay to speak for you? I really loved the fireworks in St. Augustine, and we even took Escher once. He didn't complain. He just wanted to lick people's ice cream cones. But the point is, loud noises can be really shocking to the animal kingdom, as well as to humans, and be really triggering and terrifying. And at least as humans, like, we can know and prepare ourselves that it's 4th of July, but still, just the sound can send shockwaves and resurrect past experiences. So I know it's like, oh, take the fun out of everything, but it just feels really inconsiderate to do fireworks. Inconsiderate for your fellow humans, for animals, and for the environment. We have spent the day working on breaking things free from within us that we've been working to put out into the world. For me, it's a writing project. Also put out something on Instagram about where we were this time last year, which was a motel room, kind of having a rock bottom, but it was been helpful to me to reflect back today on where we were this time last year, where we are today, and sort of the freedoms we have and that we haven't fully exercised in this life, but that we're trying to. And one of those ways is putting out some things that have been needing to be birthed from within us, creatively.
Well, we've been parked in this lot just about all day, and it seems to be overflow parking for fireworks, so we're in a perfect spot if we wanted to go to fireworks. But actually, we're gonna do something else. We're gonna drive away. But I promised Sarah some Daya and dogs, and so we're gonna go to Walmart and get just that and chill there for a little bit. It's kind of American too. It's a celebration. We celebrate how we want. Anyway, we're gonna peace out.
And I just saw people from a nursing home, and someone had wheeled them out in their chairs to see the fireworks, but Andrew's afraid they're not gonna see them.
I think the trees are too tall.
I'm being optimistic.
Can't zoom in any further. Dang it.
Gas says 177 at Sheetz.
Day and dogs, but they didn't have the dogs. So they had a fancy tempeh, which I got. Did in the pan with mushrooms. We have and we haven't.
Sauce me up.
We like all the sauces here on the Marshmallow Way. Perfect timing. I'm excited to eat this with you.
Yeah, buddy. It may not be the most American meal as far as the foods involved, but it is excessive. And in a way that's American.
So I'm putting this creative thing I've been trying to birth, building up to birthing out into the world today, right now, and the yard crew just got here. This man encroaching on my space, mowing the thing that I resist the most, and I literally just wrote, life is lived on the other side of the resistance. That's when you know you're breaking through. That's when you know you're floating. It's the tedium of the computer, whatever you think is a computer, iPad, this. It's the tedium of being to move things back and forth so many times, and so much stimuli. It's really hard for me, and it's why I don't bring more things to life, because you have to go through this, and it sucks a lot of the love out of it. Does it mean it wasn't worth it? No. Does it mean I have to function differently going forward? Yes. But also it shows how much problems I feel like these things cause. But if it wasn't for this, the work couldn't even get to you. So it's like, it's hard to feel like these cause problems, but I'm putting out a writing project through these devices. Like there's a picture of a phone in my Instagram post.
Just use the tool, but don't let the tool use you. Don't let it be incessant. Don't let it be constant. Don't let it be your identity, you know. But you have the awareness and the consciousness to say, okay, I'm going to use my mind. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to eat for lunch, or I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get this content out into the world, you know. And it's a tool. The phone is a tool. The computer, the iPad is a tool. The internet is a tool. So using it for those things and having a clear definition of that, I think, is really important.
Have I lost stuff though? Because now I just feel so disconnected from the heart of this whole thing, you know, because of the minutia of getting it out that's taken me like the last week of just learning a platform.
And just get connected again to the place where the original work came from.
Yeah.
And then do that. We've been binging on the mind and the figuring, but
it's hard because you have to put that in at some point too, because then, like you said, you wouldn't get it out. But when I look back in my journal and see how many times I edited like one small thing, that's the part that doesn't matter. And by waiting and building things up, that's what happens with me. Final words is, you said this is why you used to drink, and I think I'm realizing, like, holy, you're right. Because I was all up here spinning, and I had to find a way to come down from the mind at the end of the day. And I wonder how many other people can relate. All right, I'm good. This is your cabin crew preparing for takeoff from Fayetteville, West Virginia to destination unknown. This place has truly given us the time and space needed for our internal landscapes, to explore new external landscapes, and we're feeling ready to go. It is not met with a sadness or resistance. It is met with, for me, just feeling like I'm ready to float.
I think leaving today, having certain feelings, certain scarcity of things is definitely present in my mind, but I think to go down the road to do this is living and leaning into a best case scenario.
It's the only way to float, honestly. It is. It's
prosperity, it's hope, it's optimism, and we're choosing to live in that place. We will be back because just like the last place we left, there's still something more for us to do when we go back that we didn't get to this time.
Where was that?
Where was that? Don't know.
Something special about this entire new River Gorge area that I feel like we've just begun to tap into, and this time was very much about primitive camping and being sort of at this eye level with the water in the gorge, and I think there'll be different ways to explore it next time. A lot more trails. I have a whole guidebook I still need to check off, but in case you didn't know, that's my favorite thing. You know what we're gonna do here? Oh, there's a kind of a... They're gonna have to. They're in a Subaru.
Bye.